Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to my kitchen, or welcome if you are new. I am Denise. Today is Sunday, and I'm going to start another week of what I am making my husband and myself for dinner. So tonight I'm going to fry us up some chicken breast. We're going to have chicken patty sandwiches. I'm going to dry these off. Here I'm melting some vegetable shortening to fry them in. I'm going to see about getting these flattened out. Put some saran wrap over them. And I'm just using the smooth edge of a meat tenderizer. They got pretty decently thinned out. These were some pretty thick chicken breasts, so I cut them in thirds. One of them was even in fourths. This one's so small, I'm not going to pound that one out. Just dry it off. Okay, in this bowl, I'm going to crack one egg into it. Add just a little bit of water. And I'm going to scramble that up. In this bowl, I'm going to put some flour in it. And I'm going to add some poultry seasoning. Okay, I'm going to dip the chicken into the egg. Shake off the excess. Dip it into the flour seasoning mixture. Shake off the excess. I was hoping to get these all in one pan, but that ain't gonna happen. Alright, so I'm just gonna get all these fried up, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, all the chicken breasts are done. I tempted them. So now we can build our sandwich. We're using these croissants we picked up at Sam's Club. Some mayonnaise on here. Well, Miracle Whip. And while the chicken was frying, I sliced up some onion and tomato. Oh, I'll put a nice chicken chunk on here. Tomato. Some onion. We'll try some pickled jalapenos. Put a couple of these on. I know, these are candied jalapeno slices. And some lettuce. And here I cooked up some large pasta rings, and I use this tomato Parmesan bisque that we find at Aldi. Just gives us a nice pasta-roni that I remember from years ago and now can't find. And this is a very close contender. Oh, there you have it. Fried chicken sandwich and pasta. We'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, friends. Happy Monday. Tonight for dinner, we are having homemade meatloaf and mashed potatoes that I done up a few weeks ago that were in the freezer. My husband put the meatloaf in the oven, and I just popped the mashed potatoes in the microwave. And we are having homemade applesauce. Simple and delicious. We'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, friends. Happy Tuesday. Tonight I am making us quesadillas, and I'm going to use my beef that I canned up a while back. Get some of this fat out of here. And I'm going to break this up with my meat masher. Sophie smells the beef. She wants some. Yes. There you go. Alright, now that I got that broke up, I'm going to add some onion and bell pepper. Sliced onion and bell pepper that I just took out of the freezer. Okay, my beef and onions and stuff have been cooking for a couple minutes. I'm going to add taco sauce or taco seasoning to this. Use all that liquid that's coming off the peppers and from the beef. Okay, these have been cooking for a good 7-8 minutes now. Now we can get going on the quesadillas. Okay, swap out pans. I'm going to heat up a little bit of olive oil in here. Lay down a tortilla and some shredded cheddar cheese. We use sharp cheddar. And we'll put some beef, onion, and pepper on here. And some more cheddar cheese. Acts as a glue. Fold that up. I'm going to do the exact same thing with another one. Okay, I'm just going to fry these up until they get good and crispy. And then I will bring you back. All right, our quesadillas are done. Nice and simple, delicious dinner again. And we'll put some sour cream on this. And Ortega taco sauce, medium. See if I can cut this in half and show you what's in there. Probably not be able to see it very well, but. And we're going to have some grapes tonight. There it is, beef, pepper, onion, quesadilla. Simple and delicious. We'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, friends. Happy Wednesday. Tonight for dinner, we are having brats. I popped them in the microwave and got them hot. We have ketchup, mustard, diced onion, and dill relish. And along with it, we are having bite-sized tortilla rounds with Velveeta cheese melted with salsa. Simple and delicious. We'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, friends. Happy Thursday. Leftover night for us here. Tonight we are having leftover taco noodle casserole. And we put a little bit of Ortega taco sauce on it tonight. Another simple, easy, convenient meal. We'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, friends. Happy Friday. Tonight for dinner, I am making stuffed manicotti. So in here, I'm bringing water to a boil, and I have 7 manicotti shells here to cook up. And in this pan, I'm going to brown 1 pound of hamburger, but I'm only going to be using about a half of it tonight. Salt and pepper. Garlic powder. Some onion powder. Cover that water up. Okay, I'm just going to get this hamburger browned up. And then when this is done, I'll bring you back for the next step. And in the meantime, if this comes to a boil before then, I'm just going to put these shells in there and boil these for 9 minutes. So I will bring you back. Okay, my hamburger is cooked and my water is boiling. I'm going to salt this. Okay, now I'm going to drop these manicotti noodles in here. And I'm going to set my timer for 9 minutes. Now for my hamburger, I'm going to get the grease out of here. using the paper towel. All right, now I'm going to take half of the burger out. This is a 1 cup container. So when that's full, it'll basically be a half a pound. Okay, I'll leave this sit here to cool, and then I'll put it in the freezer. Okay, now I'm going to add some chopped onion to this hamburger, about 1/3 cup. And then add some green bell pepper, probably 1/3 cup. Okay, now I'm going to add these diced tomato that I found in the freezer and this pasta sauce. Okay, I'm going to let this simmer until some of this liquid evaporates. Finish cooking up the manicotti, and then I'll be adding cottage cheese to this after the liquid has evaporated. Those green peppers were frozen. So I'll bring you back when I move on to the next step. Okay, the manicotti is done. I have it sitting here. I rinsed it in cold water. Now it's just sitting here waiting for me. I took this cottage cheese out of the freezer earlier. I'm going to put it in here. I turned my burner off. I'm preheating my oven to 400 degrees. Now, I have never frozen cottage cheese before, but I did hear you can do that as long as you use it in a recipe such as this, cooking it up. You wouldn't want to eat it out of the container, you know, is like it were fresh, because the texture does change. And then we'll start stuffing these shells. Okay, we are going to move on now. Hopefully this has cooled off enough where I can stuff these shells. I'm going to put a little bit of this meat sauce on the bottom of this pan. And now I'm just going to do my best to stuff these shells. I know you can use a piping bag, but this is still pretty warm for that. And if I don't get them full, that's okay, because I'll just pour the extras on top. And we're going to have to double layer a couple of these. Okay. I'm just going to spoon the rest of this over the shells. Now I'm going to top it with mozzarella cheese that I took out of the freezer a little earlier. The oven is ready for me. Sophie had to get her cheese again. Okay, that looks like it should be good. Now this is going to go in the 400-degree oven for about 15-20 minutes or until this cheese is all nice and melted. So I will bring you back when we plate up. Okay, our manicotti is done. It was in the oven for 15 minutes. I took it out and I had it sitting here for a couple minutes. Cheese got all nice and golden brown. I also sliced us up an apple. There you have it, stuffed manicotti and sliced apple. That is what's for dinner tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, friends. Happy Saturday. Tonight for dinner, we are having the pancake sausage muffins that I made up last weekend. All I did tonight was take them out of the refrigerator about an hour ago so they could come to room temperature. And then I put them in the microwave for a minute. Nice and hot, delicious, quick and easy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you part of my YouTube family. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.